What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to another After Pill live stream. Moy, what's going on? Shouts out to you. What's today? Today is actually Monday. Today may be Monday for you ninjas. Said boys, they said they totally are begging out here. Jerry says afternoon, what's going on? Today may be Monday for you ninjas, but my Monday was Saturday, and I'm tired. I'm tired, and I still have what's today? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, I got about the Tuesday to Wednesday to go or whatever. I got to about Tuesday, Wednesday to go. But anyway, I am tired though. Adrian Callis said, is that even how you pronounce hypogamy? Hypogamy. Shouts out to Moore says, for the love of money, gotta get that money, man, that money, get that money, gotta get that money, get that money. For the love of money. I gotta add that as a sound effect. Oh, hold up. Y'all wasn't my mic wasn't even connected this whole time. There we go. For the love of money. Agent Cali, what's going on? JC, what's going on? Make sure you come on in and hit that like button. Make sure you come on in and hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, go ahead and check in. Agent Cali, he broke down the pronunciation. He said, hi, Paul, me. Hi, Paul. Paul. Hi, Paul, gummy. Paul, Dan 22, Unfiltered Grind, what's going on? Young Fighter, we got trolls coming in. Let me go ahead and add the moderation because Ninja, I have too many subs now to be letting what's the name? The 10-year-old incels to come through. I don't even know how people have the energy. Well, I do know. I do understand how people have the energy. People have no life, right? People actually have no. Not everything you do when you support another content creator, you can learn, reverse engineer, so the money is spent well. Abundance mentality, exactly, exactly. John says 10-year-old incel is crazy. They're out here, bro. They're out here. And before we even get started, let me just say this, man. And I had to, I was sitting back watching, some of my mindset videos. I like to get my mindset right, throughout the day, so I won't slap one of you ninjas, right? So I do watch my mindset videos every day, and either it's about productivity, it's something inspirational. I'm listening to somebody who came from the bottom, from the mud, and made their way to the top. But here's the thing that many of you guys have to understand, right? And yep, got that matcha going. Mo, you already know, Mo. I got the matcha going. Come on now, I gotta stay green and healthy, ninja. But what I gotta understand is 99% of people are absolutely miserable. 99% of people are absolutely miserable. And I had to rewatch the video because I'm like, because they broke it down to a T, right? And this is a woman breaking it down for me. And she was just like, it was basically about top 10%, top 5%, top 1%, top 20%. She was like, there's going to be every single blockade that you can think of that is going to stop you from reaching your goals. There's going to be every single blockade that you can think of that is going to prevent you or throw you off of your purpose. And it's mostly going to be people. It is mostly going to be family. Going to be co-workers. It's mostly going to be your quote unquote friends. It's mostly going to be people in your inner circle. It's mostly going to be people. And why is it going to be people? Because 99% of people are miserable. right? So when you're going above and beyond and you're trying to do what probably your family members haven't has not done ever. Maybe you're the first one to graduate college in your family. Maybe you're the first one to graduate high school. Maybe you're the first one to start a business. Maybe you're the first one to buy your car cash, ninja. Maybe you're the first one to do whatever the case is, move out of state and never come back home. Maybe you're the first one to do something. Howard Pratt with the is that two that's 250 pounds? Oh, I thought that was USD, ninja. I was like, hold up. Yo, keep up the good work. I appreciate it. Shouts out to Howard Pratt right there. You like matcha too, PMA love, abundance. I appreciate that too, Moy. But you're gonna have people who are just gonna outright just want to throw you off your purpose. Howard Pratt said, nah, I'm in the Philippines. Shouts out to the Philippines. I need to get out there. I thought this ninja, I was about to go, Moy, I was about to go to the JUCO. I was like, this ninja done. I was about to go to the JUCO. Like, I'm that ninja. Like, what? But lottery guru, what's going on? But the majority of people, 99% of people, are absolutely miserable, right? They hate their lives. They hate, and this is why envy and jealousy is so rampant, right? This is why envy and jealousy is so rampant because people don't necessarily hate you. They hate themselves, but they hate you for becoming or being something that they either wish they were or that they don't have the courage to be. That's why they hate. 99% of people are miserable. If you've ever worked any kind of 9 to 5, if you been around any people, just pay attention. Look at the people who've been there the longest. Absolutely miserable. Right? Then they try to convince you that one of the biggest things that they try to do, they try to convince you that their misery is somehow how life is supposed to live, how life is supposed to be lived. Right? I be looking at ninjas who've been at the work at the job for like 20 years and you're like, yeah, I done stacked up me a nice 401k, right? I done stacked up me a nice 401k. I'm living good, and I retire. I'm about to retire. Ninja ain't never been out of state. Ninja ain't never been out of the country. Ninja all fat and sloppy. Ninja smoke about 20 cigarettes every single day. I'm like, bruh. Ninja got high blood pressure. I'm like, Ninja, I am not trying to be like you. I do not want to be like you when I grow up. And they will try to convince you that life is just the life that they're living is just somehow the best life that you're gonna get. They're trying to convince you, and when you start speaking outside the box, and I've done this plenty of times, that's why I shut up now. But then when you start speaking outside the box, talking outside the box, ninjas ain't never heard that before. It's like they start malfunctioning like ninja. No, You have to work. You have to work this 9 to 5 like me, ninja. You have to put into your 401k like me. You can't. No. That ain't gonna work. That started it. Nope. We don't start no business around here. We don't start no business. We clock in, we clock out, and we go home. There just be malfunctioning when you start talking things outside the box. That's why the majority of people, when shit really hits the fan, majority of people ain't gonna be ready because they still on a nipple. They still convinced that the 9 to 5 corporatocracy is on their side. Wait till all this stuff get wiped out. Right? Wait till they really roll out what they really want to roll out. Ninja. 99% of people are miserable. Right. So when you're top percentage in body, when you going into the gym, putting in that work, putting on that muscle, people are gonna hate you. When you're trying to start a business, right? When you're trying to become the top 20%, top 15, top 10, top 5, top 1, people are gonna hate. Right? Because it's a mindset thing. People exist on lower frequencies, right? So that's why when you walk outside, if you one of those ones and you walk outside, you can feel people sense something about you. You can feel them know that there's something different about this guy. He's walking some kind of walk. I just can't tell. Just can't pinpoint it, right? He has that respectable physique. He looks like he's going places, right? People exist. Most people exist on a low vibration, right? Shouts out to Howard Pratt again. Got to start prepping and protect yourself from the NPCs and the Matrix. Exactly, right? It's plenty of NPCs in the Matrix, plenty of them, plenty of them. Like I said before, they operate just like the agents. If you ever watched the actual Matrix movie, they operate just like the agents. They go around infecting each other, right? Don't y'all understand that they wanted Neo to be an agent, right? Because Neo was a chosen one. Neo was awakened, right? So the agents or the NPCs, they wanted Neo to be one of them. They didn't want Neo to go about his purpose. They didn't want Neo to go about his purpose. They didn't want Neo to stay awakened, right? They wanted him to live. Hey, look at this. Look at this. This is what it's all about right here. Do you really want to be awakened to all the chaos and the drama, right? Or do you want to go back to sleep and, you know, just go about your day, just go about your life, right? They wanted him to be one of them, right? So you got a lot of NPCs around here. They want you to be an agent. They don't want you to be awakened. Why? Because they don't like being around people who are actually putting in that work, right? Because you remind them of the inadequacies of themselves. You remind them of their inadequacies. You remind them of their failed dreams. I'm gonna tell this story. We're gonna jump into the main topic. I'm tell this story. I don't know if I told this already, but we had a meeting at work, right? We had a meeting at work, and my supervisor was talking, and he was just telling me, I mean, not telling me, just telling us. He was like, once upon a time, I used to work at a radio station, right? Once upon a time, I used to work at a radio station, and that was my dream. That was my dream, and I got with my girlfriend, now wife, and he was just like, she ended up getting pregnant. But I used to work at the radio station. I used to go to work, and I used to work at the radio station at night, right? And I just loved working at the radio station. I don't know if he was some kind of DJ or something like that, but he used to love working at the radio station, right? And then it was when she got pregnant, right, that he wanted to. I guess he had to decide. He had to decide whether, okay, am I going to continue to work at the radio station, or I'm going to pick some kind of stability, right? As we all know, yeah, stability does matter, especially when you're talking about, a woman is pregnant and, a child is coming into the world. Yes, I understand. I get it. But also, the higher the risk, the higher the reward, right? So he just went on and on about, this is why I picked this job, and he's been with the company for like 20 something years now. This is why I picked this job, because it gave me stability for my family. I hung up the radio station. I hung up the DJ booth, and I picked stability, right? My wife needed me, and she was pregnant, and so on and so forth. So I hung up my dreams, and I picked up this career, and I've been here ever since. I thought you would think this was some kind of inspirational speech, and it may have been for the NPCs in the room. It may have been an inspirational speech for the NPCs in the room, but I'm looking at this ninja. I'm like, so basically, what I'm hearing is, ninja, you were derailed from your purpose. You were on your purpose. You had a talent, right? You had a talent, something that you were good at, something that you were focused on, and you messed around and knocked, right? Messed around and knocked up this woman, and instead of doubling down, now you can still have stability and also follow your purpose. I'm clearly doing it. People do it all the time, but you hung up your dreams and aspirations and your purpose, right? You copped out. You copped out all at the corporatocracy. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I was like, this ninja gave up. You gave up on your dreams. You gave up on your aspirations. And I looked at, I was like, bro, yeah, this was inspirational for me to not be like you. This is what I was saying in my head. I was like, this is inspiration not to be like you, ninja. I don't want to be like you when I grow up. I'm not about to work here 20 years. I'm sorry. Ninja, I'll go work something bigger and better before I sit here 20 years, bro. I'm not sitting at nothing 20 years. Nothing. I don't know how you boomers did it. I don't know how you Gen Xers did it, staying at a work, waking up day in and day out, work, day in and day out, work, and not doing anything and not doing anything else. One vacation a year, possibly two, ninja. Just doing it day in and day out, day in and day out. I'm like, bruh. Howard Pratt, shouts out to Howard Pratt again with the super chat. Being awakened is a blessing and a curse. It's as if some people are allowed to live their purpose and some aren't. Gotta hit the Heisman pose on these people. You know, that's a good I would say analysis. Right? That's a good analysis. Um, maybe you on to something right there. Maybe you on to something. Maybe some people I believe some people I believe some people are actually here to just be placeholders. I believe in placeholders, right? Which I mean, you can call them NPCs, but some NPCs can wake up. But there are some people, many people actually, who are just here to be placeholders, right? Who are just here to be placeholders. They're non-existent, right? Soulless. They just here to just be at a certain point in somebody else's life, right? Like just prophecy or something. Like they were supposed to, some kind of placeholder was supposed to interact with you at this point in time, at this place, at this year, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean it's good or bad. It just meant that they were somehow supposed to be some kind of something. I don't know. Y'all get what I'm saying? But anyway, enough of my rampage. Let's get on to the main topic. But first, let's start off with the creed of the outlier. I walk alone because I was never meant to follow. I was born to build what others were too weak to imagine. They rejected me for my strength, envied me for my presence, and feared the truth in my voice. So they gossiped, they mocked, tried to shrink me, but I didn't bend and I didn't fold and I won't start now. I do not chase the approval of the herd, NPCs. I walk above it. I see through the mask and I speak with conviction forged in pain and clarity. Every betrayal carved focus into my soul. Every lonely night built the calluses I now wear with pride. My mission is not optional. My legacy is non-negotiable. And my time is coming. I am built for this and I will win. Creed of the outlier. Make sure y'all hit that. Make sure y'all hit that link down in the down at the pin to the top of the chat. One-on-ones, doing one-on-ones, consultations, ninja. Right? Career placement, job placement. You want to get your life together. You need some kind of motivation. You need some kind of direction. Right? You're dealing with some kind of relationship. You're dealing with women. Hit that link. Pin to the top of the chat. Locals is also up there. My Patreon is also up there. Instagram is also up there. Hit that link in the description. You know, choose whatever you need to choose. But let's get it. It's about leveling up now. If you want to level up, go ahead and tap in. You want to level up in mindset, tap into the Patreon, right? See where the after pill ideology originated from. For some many of you who probably new here, you weren't with me since the beginning, right? Took a lot of my old videos off and I put it on the Patreon, right? Make sure you hit that like button, right? If you're feeling froggy, go ahead and hit that super chat button. But the like button is free. The like button is free. Go ahead and hit that like button so we can get put into the algorithm so more people can see this, more people can subscribe, and the message can become bigger. Welcome to the After Pill, Ninja. So as y'all already seen from the title, y'all already have a clue about what we're about to get into, man. Right? Y'all already have a clue about what we're about to get into. Women have become beggars. Right? Women have become absolute beggars. And I spoke on this briefly. On the last live stream, right? Towards the end, when I really said that if you ever been to like places like Colombia, much of the Caribbean, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, any of these places, this is what is soon to come. Believe it or not, mark my words. Over the next, one is already getting like that, but over the next 5 to 10 years, over the next 5 to 10 years, right? There are going to be more men who are out of work, more men and women who are out of work. But specifically, the men traditionally held the jobs and kept everything afloat. But what we're going to see in the near future is that we're going to have a lot of men who just deal with the jobs, right? First and foremost, the jobs are not going to be there, right? The jobs are not going to be there, right? These traditional 9 to 5s that y'all see, Wally World working as ninjas, Jiffy Lube working as ninjas, corporate office working as ninjas, YouTube ninja, right? All of these jobs are no longer going to exist in the next 5 to 10 years. Many of them are not going to exist. So what we're going to see is we're going to see a lot. Either they're just going to say to hell with it and not want to do anything at all, and or we're going to see them just not be able to get anything at all, and that also goes for the women as well. So what we're going to see is there going to be a large portion of women who are just going to be absolute beggars, right? American women are going to turn into high class beggars, first world beggars, right? If you've ever touched foot down, if you ever touched foot down on in a place like Dominican Republic, ninja, right? As soon as you get out of that taxi, ninja, as soon as you get out of that taxi, papi, 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 leche, 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 papi, leche, papi, leche. Over here, leche, ahora, ahora, leche, leche, papi. I'm talking about 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 women. Oh, papi, papi, papi. I'm like, hold up. Let me check into my hotel. Let me check in. Can I check in? But you're gonna have. But I'm telling you, it may not be exactly like that. You say, "Damn, bro, why you hating on my people?" I ain't hating. I'm appreciative, ninja. I'm appreciative. But but my main point is right when the economy once upon a time America had a strong infrastructure economy, right? They had a strong infrastructure economy. As we've moved on, we've seen the eradication of the blue collar jobs, right? We've seen the eradication of the blue collar jobs, right? Slowly but surely. But then now, not only are we seeing the eradication of the blue collar jobs, right? Now we're seeing the total annihilation of white collar jobs. Right. Shouts out to Howard Pratt. I agree. I think most women are going to be criminals. All types of schemes are going to be running rampant. Yep, that's going to be for the women who can't use their beauty. Those are going to be the ones who can't use, their punani. Because here's the thing: there's millions and millions of beautiful women, right? I know I say plenty of times, like, not most women aren't like the eights and nines, right? Sevens are going to be able to squeeze in. Six is going to be able to squeeze in because ninja's not going to be able to afford the sixes and up. So there's going to be fat slapalopasauruses out here for ninjas to indulge with, and dinosaurs and stuff like that. So ninjas going to be able to do it, right? This is Mark says this what? This is, I hope that changes for you, fam. Mark says this is an incel channel. Hold up. Put the brakes on the show. Put the brakes on the show. Did this ninja just call the after pill? Shouts out to Age of Cali. This ninja just called the after pill a incel channel. So let me guess, you one of these folks who just subscribe just to say some stupid junk. You have no face. Don't even block them. Don't even block them. You have no face on your profile. Nothing on your profile but a M. Ninja, where in the world? Anyway, I'm not even gonna get into it. There's nothing on my channel that says incel. Ninja, look at me. Do I look like Ninja? What? I look like a goddamn incel, Ninja. What? Anyway, anyway. But I was talking to somebody. In NY, there are eights and nines everywhere. I swear, John, I've heard about NY. Y'all have certain streets and certain blocks that have nothing but Colombians and god dang on Dominicans and the Puerto Rican chicas. Yeah, I heard about y'all, and they going for the low low. They going for the low low. But that's what it's going to turn into. Tap. We might have to do a tap times freestyle life collab in Punta Cana. Yeah, I got to get to Punta Cana. But that's where it's going to be. Women are turning into the American women are turning into high class beggars, right? High class beggars. So they have multiple women. I mean, they have multiple men, and this has been going on. This has been going on for a good minute, right? This has been going on for a good minute. Many of them have multiple men for different things, which I'm sure y'all have heard. Shouts out to Howard Pratt again for the super chat. I appreciate it. They're gonna learn men will always the prize. This high inflation as economy is what keeps their deception afloat. But see, I would throw a caveat. I would throw a caveat out there. When you say men were always the prize, I agree, but that's only if that man actually is the prize. Now, if you working at Wally World, you not the prize. I'm sorry. You got to call a spade a spade. If you work at Wally World, Jiffy Lube, Mickey D's, right? Burger King, burger flipping ass, Five Guys working ass, HEB working ass ninja, right? You can't be the prize, right? The standards on that have changed. They have completely changed. And I know a lot of men don't want the standards to change because they want to be able to get a woman on $40,000 a year, right? They want to be able to get a woman off of $35,000 a year. It's not happening. I don't care what. And this is most of the incels, right? This is most of the dudes in red pill rage. You don't find too many dudes who are making a significant amount of money in red pill rage. You don't see dudes with a significant amount of money who are actually incels. Now, would you find them like some tech workers and and they're kind of like socially awkward? Sure, yeah, that happens. But for the most part, no. Most of these dudes who are incels, they're upset that the standards have changed and they can't get what they feel like they deserve because of they not bringing in enough cheddar. They're not bringing in enough cheddar, right? So, Elon Musk incels are broke men. Yes, that's why we're seeing more and more. We're seeing more and more incels arise, ninja, because they are broke men, broke and broken. They're broke and broken, right? So they're gonna hate. They're gonna hate on the guys who are in shape all the time. I get this. Ooh, excuse me. I get this all the time. They're gonna hate on the guys who are putting in work, who are all muscled up, right? They're gonna hate on the guys who pull up in something nice. They're gonna hate on the guys who the women always choose, right? Every single workplace I've been to, you would think that I would be the problem, right? Fuck choosing signals, man. Just rent a bitch. I agree. Ninjas don't even have one ego, two funds. Niggas don't have the money to do that stuff. I told you, boy. Dudes do not have the funds to do it, right? Then still, the money is still limited because then you're still only limited to a certain tier. You only limited to a certain tier. Howard Practice I call cap even dudes at the work at 9 to 5 Wally World and Jiffy Lube as long as they're healthy and shape, great personality. Don't forget there's more women than men. Then we're going to start breaking down tiers. Then this is when I start saying show me her face. Then this is when I start saying show me the chicks that you dealing with, right? This is when I start saying show me the. Now you're still talking about Howard Pratt. You're still talking about a very small, right? Because what you're talking about is I can use myself as an example when I was coming up, right? Broke as a joke, but still good in shape, still nice, still tall, dark, and handsome ninja. I was still able to, like, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't. That's everybody can't do that. So I'm not talking about a small minority of men. I'm talking about the large portion of the pool. I'm talking about the majority of men cannot do that. The majority of men are not healthy and in great shape with a great personality. No, that's not it. Have you talked to men lately? Have you talked to men lately? No. Most men are lean incel, socially awkward, right? Can't hold a conversation, right? Kind of weird, right? Video game loser, right? Kind of, different. See how, but see, you can't use see you when people do that, you're making it seem like that can go for everybody. I've never said that a short king can't dominate. I've never said that. However, is that the majority? Absolutely not. That's just like saying, oh, he smoked cigarettes his whole life and he never got cancer. Yeah, he smoked a whole pack of cigarettes, a whole 12 pack of cigarettes his whole life. He started smoking at 21. He lived all the way to 95 and he never got cancer. That stuff does happen. Is that common? Absolutely effing not. Absolutely effing not. You smoke that many damn cigarettes from 20 to 90, your ass damn you gonna pop a damn lung. For the most people. You gonna get some dang you gonna get something. But just because are able, you could be a possible anomaly, doesn't mean that that goes for the whole piece of the pie because it doesn't. It does not at all, right? You just got to accept it. You got to be special to even compete in today's world. That's exactly what I'm saying. Moore says, "Yeah, yeah, ninjas out here." Yeah, you got to be something special, and they'll quick to ostracize. And this is what I was about to say. Every single job that I've been at, bro, I've always gotten hate just for no reason. Right? I've never done anything. Right? Because especially if there were women there, I've always came in and disrupted everything. Right? I always came in and disrupted everything. I took everybody's holes. Not actually took them, right? Not actually took them, but I came in and took them, right? I became the talk of the town. I became the one that they wanted. I became, you know, it was just like it just what is what it was. And then dudes would get mad because it's like, oh, all the attention on him, all the attention on this ninja. Like he coming here looking all good, looking all swollen, chocolatey, and all that stuff, and he taking all the hoes. Like dudes would just be simply mad at me just for existing. Just for existing. So I know the majority of men are haters. The majority of men are engulfed in jealousy. They see red. They're stuck in red pill rage, right? And then you gotta understand we stay in a social media age. So they looking at social media. They looking at what it appears like all these good looking guys, and they're pulling all the good looking women and all this stuff. And these dudes are not even. Bro, I'm a huge fan, bro. Shouts out to Jerry Joe. But these dudes are not even these chicks are not even they most of them wasn't even top tier. These were mediocre chicks, mediocre warehouse working ass chicks, right? Usually you don't run into bro, if you haven't noticed, unless it's a corporate setting, and even then, you're not gonna find, I swear, I could be wrong, but you're not gonna find the baddest chicks working 9 to 5s. I'm sorry. Not it's not common. Jerry Joe, you got a question? Got a super chat? I've never seen like straight eights, nines with a straight like blind career at all. Now, if now I have seen some bad realtors, but realtors don't count as 9 to 5s. Being a realtor doesn't count as a 9 to 5, right? Have I seen some bad? Dang, what else have I seen like top of the line women at? Office, what you call those, administrators, the desk people, whatever you call those, the desk administrator, right? The front desk ladies everywhere, right? So if they work at a dentistry office, them chicks be bad. If they work at a doctor's office, them chicks be bad. They work at the apartment office, those chicks be bad, right? Them chicks be bad. But outside realtor sell box on the side, of course. But besides that, I've never seen a solid, good looking women, right? on a higher end that work a 9 to 5. Now, will you run into some pretty ones? Yeah, of course, right? But you got to think too, when you've been looking at ugly for so long, when you've been looking at mediocre for so long, right? The prettiest one that you may see at a job may simply just be a 6.57. To be honest with you, now you may run into an 8. You may run into an 8 here and there. She in between jobs right now, right? Or sugar daddy done slowed up on the money or something like that, and she needs something real quick for about 3 months, right? She needs something real quick for like 3 months to get the rent back in par, and she got to buy something or whatever, or she moving or something like that, right? That'll be the time where you may run into an 8. But in traditional setting, bro, most of these chicks are mediocre. John says Dallas got them hot blondes. Tab, they do. I mean, strawberry blondes, not real blondes. No, Chad doesn't, because women line up for him. Saying, Dan, you don't get it. I'm from Miami. I see pretty all the time. Just here tired of transactions. You're not gonna get away from it. See, you in Miami, so you used to it. Now you stay in you basically stay in the, like, just like LA, New York, right? You stay in a place where, like, beauty really shouldn't even phase you. A place like Miami, beauty shouldn't phase you because they all around. They're everywhere, right? But the thing is you're not going to be able to get away from it. I don't care where you move. You can move out of Miami. Ninja, you can move to a small town, ninja. It probably be less transactional, but it's still going to be transactional in nature, right? But I never understood that concept because even on a biological level, it's a give and take relationship. The whole universe is built on give and taking, right? Energy is neither created nor destroyed; it is simply transferred, right? So everything that we do is based on give and take, right? I'm giving out energy. I'm giving out information, right? I'm giving my time to this platform and to the people who are watching this platform. And guess what? I expect to be compensated with super chats. I expect to be compensated with the like button. I'm giving out energy. I'm giving out my time. Everything is give and take. So to me, I never really understood that, because it's like, well, it's going to be transactional to some point, and definitely transactional today. Definitely transactional today. Shouts out to Bebop. Sign up for the Patreon. It's definitely going to be transactional today. There's no escaping it. I don't care if you want to get married, transactional, right? As a man, your whole life is going to be transactional. It's going to be beggars everywhere. Not even just women going to be beggars. Everybody going to be begging you for something. Every single body. That's why you need to do a little bit of traveling, so you can just see how the world operates. If you've never been anywhere else outside of the United States, right? There's, I go to the. It doesn't matter where I go, Ninja. I can go to the mall. You're gonna be having people. Hey, let me shine your shoes. Let me shine your shoes, man. Let me shine your shoes. I see you got a little scruff on there. I see you got a scruff. You're gonna have ladies standing outside. You're gonna have ladies standing outside with the chicken on the dang on pick. Hi sir, trying to, get all sexy with you and everything. Hey, you wanna try this piece of chicken, Ninja? I know you wanna try a piece of chicken, Ninja. This is our sesame seed. This is our new sesame seed chicken. I know you like that. Okay, Poppy. I know. Yep, you like that. Okay, we have a special going on. We have a special going on for a 2 for 1 special, Ninja. Right? Shouts out to Howard Pratt. I'm gonna read that in a minute. Right? It don't matter if you go to the dentist office, Ninja. They're gonna try to upcharge you. Like, hey, we know your insurance don't cover this, but you need a deep cleaning, Ninja. You need a deep cleaning, right? We give you a deep cleaning today. We give you a discount. Okay, we're gonna, it'll be $50. It'll be $50, maybe actually $100. Got to check with my specialist up front. It'll be $100. You don't have to pay today. You don't have to pay today, Ninja, right? But you do need a deep cleaning. We need to get down into those roots, make sure nothing is down in there, right? Like I said, your insurance don't cover it, so we're gonna bill you, Ninja, but you don't have to pay today. We'll put you on a payment plan. You just pay every month, right? But you do need this deep cleaning. I recommend this deep cleaning. Right, you go to the doctor's office, ninja. Ninja, they try to put extra stuff on your doctor's bill. Ninja be trying to give you. You come in there for a headache. Ninja be trying to give you a whole X-ray. Let's do a CAT scan. Ninja, you may have. Ninja, you just want to check. We just want to check. Maybe your skull is fractured. Ninja, we're gonna run you through the CAT scan machine. Ninja be trying to go through, give you a CAT scan and X-ray. Ninja, I ain't asked for an X-ray. Doc, I came in here for an aspirin. Ninja, I came in here for an aspirin. Ninja be trying to do everything. Is your arm broke? You sure you're not? You sure you don't have any nerve damage? And like, bro, it does not matter where you go, right? You sit down at a restaurant, ninja. You know the server gonna keep asking you, hey, you want another drink? You want another drink, right? She trying to run a tab up on you, ninja. You want another appetizer? You want another entree, right? You go. It does not matter. It does not matter, right? Everywhere you go, they're gonna to pay, right? Especially as a man, the whole goal is to suck you dry. The government, taxes, right? Child custody courts, divorce courts, women in general, kids, everything. Like you're not gonna get away from it. Let me read Howard Pratt. Shouts out to Howard Pratt again with the super chat. I appreciate it, really, I do. Sold a lie from the BS love songs into the garbage commercials of love. That's why the red pill is so liberating because the truth of human nature shows its face. And here's the even uglier part, though, right? So I believe that both men and women were sold this lie. Women have largely broken out of this. Some of y'all gonna think I'm like, nah, that can't be true. No, women have largely broken out of this. Women, women already. Most women have had their heart broken already by 14, 15, 16, 17, possibly 18, right? They've had their heart broken early. They've had the Disney fairy tale crushed already. Now, do they still stay in some form of fashion in delusional world? Absolutely. I was talking to this 18-year-old yesterday. And we were talking about careers, right? 18-year-old woman. We were talking about careers, and she wanted to move on from what she's doing now, and she'll be going to school, starting college, this upcoming semester. And we were just talking about what she's going to do. She's going to LSU. Shouts out to her. She wants to. Her major is nursing, right? And she was talking about, well, she was got on kids and stuff, and relationships. She was like, yeah, I'm going to wait 18. She said, I'll probably just wait till I'm 30. I'll probably just wait till I'm 30 to have kids and do all this stuff. I said, girl, 30? Come on now, don't tell me you're falling for the old adult. So, okay. Maybe not 30, maybe 28, maybe 27. Okay, cool. But this is where she got me. She was like, hopefully by that time I can retire. I'm like, retire? Retire when? She was like retire by 30. I was like, bitch, where? Who? When? You plan on hitting a lottery or something? You robbing a bank? If you robbing, put me on there. Put me on to the heist, ninja. I'm willing to risk it, ninja. I'm willing to risk it. You say you gonna retire who? At 30? At 30? I was like, how much? I asked her. I was like, how much do you need? How much do you need to retire at 30? Right? How much? Shouts out to Satan Dan. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. 1 second. I was like, how much do you need to retire at 30? She didn't even know. And I told her this. I said, you approximately need anywhere between 20 to 30 million to retire at 30. You need 20 to 30 million dollars to retire at 30 because 30 you're young as hell at 30. You're young as hell at 30. You got your whole entire life to live. Things can happen. I'm like, girl, do you even know what you're talking about? Let me stay in my delusion. She's like, let me stay in my fantasy world. I'm like, see, that's y'all problem. Y'all like to be lied to. She's like, okay, lie to me then. I was like, see, that's why y'all be getting. See, you can't negotiate with them. See, they love to stay in delusional world. They love to stay in fantasy. They already know the truth. Most of them know the truth, but they still chase the high. They chase the high of the delusion, right? Some people are just dreamers. Like, you know those dreamers, you know them ninjas growing up who always said that they was gonna do this and do that. Ninjas still talking about it. Ninjas be 30 years old, still talking about it. Yeah, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. I'm still working especially them rapping ass ninjas like, yeah, I'm still in the studio. I'm still in the studio dropping singles and stuff. Yeah, this one gonna blow right here. This one gonna blow right here. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure this one nigga still in the studio. I'm like, bro, hang it up, bro. Go ahead, ninja. You ninja be trying to rap, ninja. You better off being successful being the engineer, ninja. Like you'll make more money you could have made all this money as the engineering the sound than trying to be the rapper. But anyway, oh LSU cook, yeah, she giving up them. Oh, especially at LSU, yeah, she going. No doubts about it. Satan Dan said, please don't time me out. I just find it hard to succeed in this hellish society as a Gen Z male. White dude living in LA on hard mode with women. Okay. So okay. You just made a statement. You said, I just find it hard to succeed in this hellish society. It's hard for all of us, first and foremost. It's hard for me as well. But I still keep pushing and I still keep grinding, right? As a Gen Z male, white dude living in LA on hard mode with women. Okay. Saying that I believe we've had other conversations. We've had other conversations saying Dan. We've had other conversations. You've been following me for a minute, for a long time now. I've told you plenty of times. I said it's just time to level up. It's just time to level up. There's no for how to make more money and ideas on how to just get over the Chad and Tyrone taking all the women thing, bro. You need to get first of all, you need to get out of this cuck mentality. Get out of this cuck mentality, right? That is a cuck mentality to have. Real men don't worry about what the hell Chad and Tyrone is doing. Real men don't worry about what Chad and Tyrone is doing. Why are you worried about where Chad and Tyrone is where they putting their dick at? Yeah, he's in red pill rage. He's in red pill rage, but we're gonna get him right. The after pill gonna get him right. Stop worrying about where Chad and Tyrone are putting their digging stick. That should be the least of your worries, right? You know how many women are out here. You know how many women are out here to knock down, right? They can't get them all now. That's for sure. But you're worried about the wrong things. You're worried about things that you can't change, right? You worried about things that I'm literally hated on for being the gentleman. So I'm the gentleman archetype Tyrone subcategory, right? It's really difficult to explain. I'm not a full blown Tyrone, but it can be a subcategory because I'm tall, dark, chiseled, muscles. I can be a subcategory. I can't be that gentleman archetype, but I'm literally hated by, I would say, 90% of men. Every time I walk into the room, they just get all stiff and they just start, you could just tell. You could just tell when you walk in the room, right? But literally, it's because of this mindset that you're presenting right here. As soon as I walk into the room, ninjas are already thinking, yeah, he taking all the bitches, right? He probably smashing my chick right now. I probably just don't know it. Yep, he the type. Yep, look at him. Look at him walking with all that confidence, shoulders up, broad shoulders, chest out. Yep, he the one to take. Just this mindset right here is the reason why men are no longer collaborating. That mindset right there is why many men are now stuck at the bottom. That mindset right there is why we have a crab in a bucket mentality with a lot of men today. That mindset right there is why a lot of jealousy and envy exist amongst men today. Is because of that right there. So you worried about Chad and Tyrone. Chad and Tyrone was born with the gift of gab, right? Chad and Tyrone was born with the gift of gab. You can't control that. Neither can I control that. I can't listen. I'm genetically gifted, right? I'm genetically gifted, right? Yes, I got into the gym and put in work, but that just brought my genetics out. Even ninjas can get on steroids and still can't get my physique, right? Facial wise, I'm just born with a pretty face. Cheese. I'm just born with it, right? I can't control that. I can't control that I'm gifted genetically. I can't control that I was born, that I was able to be tall. Neither can you control that if you're on the opposite end. Neither one of us can control either side. So why even worry about things that neither I can control, neither you can control? Right? Shouts out to Moy with the super chat. Everything is mind over matter. Right? You're too deep in. You need to stop watching these. You need to stop watching these. Dan 22. You need not Dan 22. Satan Dan. You need to stop watching these. You need to stop watching all of these videos, all of these cold approaching videos or all these YouTube videos where you just seeing Chad and Tyrone, basically bag shit. Where's your practice? Where's your practice? What have you done besides worry about Chad and Tyrone? Have you gotten into the gym? I haven't heard you speak about. I haven't heard you speak about what you were doing. Yep, it's all love. It ain't no smoke or anything. I'm talking to him like I would talk to any dude, right? I haven't heard you talk once about have you. First of all, get out of L.A. First of all, you might as well bring your ass right on to Dallas, Ninja. Come on to Phoenix. Come on to Phoenix. Come on to Dallas, Houston, Ninja. You got to get out of LA or Denver, somewhere you can have a good paying job and at least survive. Come on now. I haven't heard you once talk about what you're currently doing. So until then, because dudes are worried about everything else besides their progress and what they're doing. Until you do what you're doing, then I don't want to hear the complaints about everybody else. You can't complain. See, this is my thing about complaints. You can't complain until you put in the work. Ninja, if you years in and you've been pedal to the metal and then shit still not you still don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, okay, then I'll take the complaints. I can hear it. Okay. Let's hear it. Right? But besides that, no, you got to put in the work, my guy. Because then here's another thing. Here's another thing. If you weren't born with the gift of gab, if you weren't born genetically gifted, because genetics do give you a privilege, right? Despite me getting a lot of hate, I do get a lot of privilege for being tall and handsome. It does come with it, right? Hate comes with it. The privilege comes with it too. So here's the thing: if you weren't born genetically gifted, right, you're gonna have to put in more work. That's just what it is, right? And then you got other factors too. You know, just being, I don't know, not coming from a prestigious family, not coming from a silver spoon. You got a lot of blockades. Hey, the smash said, if you living in your mama's basement and complaining, why no baddies? Well, yeah, everybody got to work. Doesn't matter if you black, white, whatever. Like you're gonna have to put in work. This 2025, right? It's 2025. You got to put in work. Yeah, everybody got problems. It's just what it is. But yeah, if women is the problem, money solves that. Many men just don't understand that women are a quick fix. Women are a quick fix. If you don't, if women is your problem, money can fix that. That's a simple equation, right? Turn that W upside down. It turns into an M. But who cares though? Most wealthy people have more work in their life. Ask them would they trade? Ask them would they trade their life for your life? See now you still leaning into this mindset like, okay, so what? Y'all need to be wanting to have this. Y'all haven't worked hard enough for balance. Y'all haven't worked hard enough for balance. Y'all keep saying people keep saying that wealthy people, y'all have a negative connotation with wealth in the first place. Y'all assuming that every wealthy person has no family life. Y'all assuming every wealthy person don't have healthy relationships. Y'all assuming every wealthy person doesn't can't make time for their kids or wife or husband, whatever the case is. Y'all assuming that. But then, so tell me what the person's doing who can barely afford rent, who have to work three jobs. Does it sound like they can spend the time with their family? Does that sound like they can? Come on now. Does that sound like they have balance? If a person has to work two jobs and then drive Uber or DoorDash on the side, does that sound like they have the proper balance in their life? But people want to constantly talk about, well, if they wealthy, then they don't have no time and they be miserable. I guarantee you they will not trade their life for yours. Aiden Smash, exactly. Exactly. He needs to fix his mindset first before he even thinks about chasing girls because your mindset is donezo. Your mindset is the problem, right? First of all, you're cucking out for Chad and Tyrone. Yeah, we joking all that stuff about Chad and Tyrone, but best believe real men don't worry about no Chad and Tyrone. There's plenty of women to go around. I don't care where no other guys put that chick don't belong to me. I don't care where no other guy is putting his digging stick. Pause. No diddy. But that comes with a mindset because I know I can get women. Ninja, I look and I go get. So that doesn't even occur to me. Like, not even thinking about that. Mainly because I fit one of those archetypes in the first place. But still, even still, I don't worry about stuff like that. So it's a mindset thing. When I walk out, I'm walking like I'm better than the next man, not because I'm just like an arrogant asshole, but because I'm an arrogant asshole. If you get what I'm saying. So I'm walking out already thinking I'm better than the next man. It's a mindset thing. It's a mindset. So your mindset is broken. Your mindset is broken when it comes to wealth, and your mindset is broken when it comes to women. Like your mindset is overall broken. Your mindset is overall broken. And then until you change that, you're gonna sit in the same exact spot. If you don't take these words, because I spent a lot of time, I spent more time than I should have talking about this. Yep, I was just about to say that more. A lot of you need to take consultation coaches. Exactly, more just talk to them, man. Talk to them. But ninjas be talking about they be broke. Ninja be talking about they be broke, but you spent it on something that you didn't need. You spent it on something that you didn't need. Hit that link in the description. Coaching calls available. Hit that link in the description. I give you a more detailed approach. And we can sit there and talk for an hour, actually one on one and not over a live stream. There's there that the coaching calls is there for a reason. Like it is I clearly did it to help. Clearly doing the coaching calls to help men. Or ladies, I don't ladies, if you in here, then I don't have a problem talking to y'all either, ladies. Y'all can book one with me too. You can ask me whatever questions you want to. You want to find a husband? I'll teach you how to finesse these niches. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm not. Right? That's why the coaching calls are there to actually help. for guys like Satan Dan, right, who actually craves that needs that kind of guidance and direction. Book a coaching call with me. You better save up or something. You done spent that money on something. You don't spend that money on something. So if you're not willing to spend that, and then you better catch me while it's there anyway, because you got creators who are well out of many of y'all's financial reach. You have creators on here, people who really do this, right? Who are well out of your financial reach. So you better get it while it's in your financial reach, because the knowledge is there, the wisdom is there. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to you to want to go and get the advice, go and get the wisdom, or just stay where you are. Like, I don't have a problem, because I'm gonna get to where I need to be, right? I create my own energy source. I'm not the type that always I don't need, the constant validation, the constant. And then this is not a shot at anybody, but some people don't have to. Some people are their own energy source. They thrive in solitude, right? I'm one of those people that thrive in solitude. I don't need much of the world to really, thrive. Others do, which is okay, because we have different personality types, different characteristics, all that stuff. Other people do, all right, which is okay. But if you are those types, then you need somebody to be able to steer you in the right direction so you don't crash out, right? So hit that link in the description. Coaching calls, Patreon is available, right? Let's get it. Money, my own natural energy yield. Ooh, I might have to steal that more. My own natural energy yield. But saying, Dan, not even just throwing a shot at you, but just throwing it out there. But you're the type where so a lot of guys like you are the ones who are getting into relationships and getting finessed, filet mignon and fried out here, right? Because you never fix your mindset, right? Your whole mind, right, existed just to get with a woman. Well, how can I get with the woman? How can I get girls? How can I get here? You're the type of mindsets that you have, right? The men that have your mindset are the ones who get filet mignon. I'm just using you as an example, saying, Dan. I'm not trying to get on you. I got on you enough. I'm just using you as an example. I'm just using your mindset as an example. But that mindset is why so many guys get caught up. That mindset is why so many guys get filet mignon, right? Because they look at Chad and Tyrone and they look at them getting all the girls. They look at that as success. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, right? Women are a significant indicator of success, yes, but it is not. And I repeat, it is not the end all be all. Life is more than just punani and pretty women. Life is way more than punani and pretty women. Is punani good? Absolutely. Is it nice to be around pretty women? Absolutely. But it is not the end all be all. There's more to life. You have whole purpose. Women don't give you purpose. Women are a byproduct, right? Yeah, we sit up here and laugh and talk about women all day, but it is not the end all be all. It is not. Your purpose is going to come first. What is going to give you me, bro? I'm gonna tell you right now. Once you done hit probably just about many things, a lot of different flavors that you've wanted and all that stuff, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just gonna be women at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's just gonna be women at the end of the day. But then what's after that? Because you chasing this high of women, and I'm telling you from my perspective, just from experience, that just once you hit so many women, it's just okay. It's just now every time you can, you can. But then what do you have after that? What is your mission? What is your goals? What are you striving for? Because if you're striving just for women, bro, you're gonna run into a dead end wall. You're gonna run into a concrete wall. because women ain't nothing. They can either be two things, right? They can be heaven and they can be a headache. And most of the time they headaches. That's why you got to pay them leave. Most of the time they headaches. But you're chasing this high of like, I need to get women. They're all successful and they're getting all the women, bro. You didn't even see what it took to get to where some of these guys are. You just call them Chaz and Tyrones. You just call them Chaz and Tyrones. You don't know what it took for them to get to where they are, right? Yeah, some of them maybe jumped the gun because they're because of genetics, sure. But women aren't the end all be all. First, you need to break out of that mindset first, right? And I know it's hard because as long as your digging stick work, that's all you're thinking about. Now, I'm not saying that it's just some easy magical pill, ninja. As long as if you dang gone turned up with testosterone, you gonna think about punani all day, every day. I'm not saying that you're not, but what I am saying, Moy touched on it early. He said mind over matter. It really does come down to mind over matter. Because for some men like myself, right, you're struggling to get women, Satan Dan. You're struggling to get women, right? You're trying to achieve women. For somebody like me, women are a distraction. Or you get what I'm saying? You're trying to get to the promised land of women. Ninja, I'm trying to push them aside so like, bro, I can focus. I'm like, bro, I can't. It's just, bro, I need to. You get what I'm saying? So don't just be so happy go lucky and ask for something that you may not even be ready for. Don't be so happy go lucky to ask something that you're not ready for because you think that these guys are just, you know, this, that, and the third, but you got different people struggle with different demons. People struggle with different vices, right? Because I can easily say that, yeah, women can be a problem for me. So much so that I'm like, bro, I can't, bro, I need to woosah, I need to snap out of this. I need, bro, it's too many women that just be like, but you on the other hand, you like, man, I need the women. The women need to come. Okay, then when they come and then you can't handle the distractive nature of women, then it's deterring you from your mission and your purpose, then what? See, I gotta understand that not everything that you wish for is for you. Maybe you were meant to be in a position that you are. Shouts out to Kyle Cuts Hair. Shouts out to you. What's going on, man? Not everything was meant for you at this moment, right? I'm fighting something different than you are, right? But you gotta trust that, if you believe in God or whatever you believe in, that, that they know that this is where you're supposed to be and this is the what you're supposed to be fighting at this time, right? That where you are right now is gonna make you stronger. Where I'm at right now is gonna make me stronger. So you just got to get in tune with that, and then propel yourself. Right? I be in here preaching, man. Give me a pool pit, ninja. Give me a pool pit. Yeah, we kind of went off. We kind of went off on a few different tangents. Blessings, bro. Glad to see you still going strong. Of course. Never stop. And yep, we all been through it. Yeah, man. It's just women. It's just women being women. Yep, exactly. Then the higher you go, see, y'all don't even. Many guys don't even understand. The more money you get, the higher you go, the more sinister it becomes. Y'all think the little chicken heads that y'all dealing with on the lower tier are manipulative. Wait till you get to a point, where women do this for a living, ninja. Wait till you get to the point, and especially for you guys who like pretty women. I'm talking about beautiful women. For you guys who like a certain type, wait till you, ninja, please, please. Wait till you get to a point where these chicks actually do this for a living. Why you think celebrities continue to get caught up? Why you think people like Shannon Sharp, even though how dumb he is, continue to get to continue to get jammed up? Because when you get to a certain level, bro, you have women that do this for a living. This is like it's a skill. Like the snake hides in the grass for real, right? They waiting to bite. They'll play the long game for real, and you won't even know till you know, because it doesn't take much to bamboozle a man. Just even the strongest. None of us are exempt. I'm not exempt. Nobody's exempt. Even the strongest man. Like I said before, women have brought down kingdoms, right? Women have gotten men killed. Some of the strongest men. So don't think for a second that a beautiful woman can't deter you or get your ass knocked off. Because you won't know until you know. And then when you know, you're going to be like, damn, it's too late. She already done finessed you. Right? Gotta understand. Women are beggars, but they're begging for a lot more than just money. Right? Time. What is it? Time, attention. What is it? Money, energy, attention, and time. Shouts out to coach. They begging for a lot more than just money. Money, energy, attention, and time. And guess what? Money is probably the least important part of that equation. Because you need more of the energy, attention, and time to even get to the money. So if she's taking all your energy and attention and time, Ninja, come on now. You can't get to the money. You can't even get to it. Come on now. But anyway, time for me to get going. I'm gonna end this off with the creed of the outlier. I walk alone because I was never meant to follow. I was born to build what others were too weak to imagine. Y'all burn this in y'all skull. They rejected me for my strength, envied me for my presence, and feared the truth in my voice. So they gossiped, mocked, tried to shrink me, but I didn't bend and I didn't fold, and I won't start now. I do not chase the approval of the herd, NPCs. I walk above it. I see through the mask and I speak with conviction forged in pain and clarity. Every betrayal carved focus into my soul. Every lonely night built the calluses I now wear with pride. My mission is not optional. My legacy is non-negotiable. And my time is coming. I am built for this, and I will win. Shouts out to everybody that tuned in. Shouts out to Dan. He asked for advice. He got it. Got to be hard on you. Got to be hard on you. That's how us as men learn. Got to hit you upside the head with a brick. Right? Got to punch you in the lip. Right? So shouts out to you, but you gotta get right. Shouts out to Moy. Shouts out to everybody that super chatted. Shouts out to Howard Pratt. Shouts out to Cartier. Shouts out to JC. Shouts out to Cal. Shouts out to Cal Cuts Hair. Who else up in here? Shouts out to everybody that I didn't get to. Aiden Smash. Shouts out to you. Shouts out to John. Who else up in here? Shouts out to everybody who I didn't even get to. I hope I'm not missing nobody. Shouts out to everybody that super chatted for sure. Shouts out to Age of Cali. Shouts out to Bestronics Eve. Who else I'm missing? Shouts out to Jerry. Shouts out to everybody, man. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.